You know what I love about Christmas time? It's when everyone gets together and has the best time possible. Each having fun and, especially in the kids' case, having fun. Unwrapping presents and such. But you know what I really love about Christmas time is making special stuff. Special videos, to be exact. And I didn't want this year to be an exception. I, of course, want to keep making these specials for Christmas and today and hopefully in the other next few days that remains true. So um, I do, of course, one thing I love doing is filming videos on the fans that I have in my collection. Yes, I mean, it's pretty obvious, yes. And another thing is the Casablanca Fan Company, and I am fortunate to own two fans from them, which are both on set here. A 1988 Four Seasons Inteli-Touch, and a 1994 Commodore Vanderbilt. Yes, that's right. I am finally doing a video of both of these together. Like a video dedicated to both of these fans. And yeah. So first of all, I will start off with the Four Seasons, of course. The very first Casablanca in my collection. Again, it's from 1988. March 21st, I believe. Anyways, March 21st of 1988. And judging by the serial tag, the serial number and the tag, I'm assuming this is the 527th fan made that day. It has a gorgeous set of what I believe to be... It's something from the oak family of Casablanca blades. It's something from there. I think it's antique oak. I'm not entirely sure. I forgot to refresh my memory before. I forgot to look. Since of course iHeart Fans is back up with the catalogs and such, I kind of forgot to look before doing this video. So it's from the oak family, and so is this guy. But yeah, it has a set of these, 5 sets, of course, as everyone would know. This is a 5-bladed example. I'm pretty sure you know. I have like 3 videos of this fan already, so of course everyone would know. And actually, this is only the second video with the Vanderbilt. Surprisingly, I made the video. Of course, I made the reveal of the fan itself, the video of it. Yes, of course. Then I featured it in one of my other streams, and that was pretty much it. So, finally giving it another chance here, of course. Of course I'd give it a chance. Of course I would. What am I saying? Choice of words is exquisite. Yeah, so yeah, first anyways, I'll begin with the Four Seasons. Of course, a very high quality fan using zinc parts and such. I think I think a majority of the parts, if not all of them, correct me if I'm wrong, if you want. I think pretty much all the parts on this guy, well, metal, like finished parts, are zinc. Although, of course, I could be wrong. I'm just guessing there. Anyways, a very high quality fan, of course. This guy as well. Is an Inteli-Touch model with the actual control here. Yes, I didn't have to pay $300 for one on eBay, thank God. Yeah, it's here as well. In fact, I've said this so many times now. I get tired of rephrasing it, but um, came with everything, included everything, right down to an extra set of glass that was again included with the fan, which in my case, I mean, I was of course especially grateful for the fact this thing had everything. Was it was even more mind blowing, including the fifth blade. That it was a 5-blade example. And speaking of the blades, the rest are in the bedroom here. The rest of the blades are in the bedroom here because I was going to finally take I'm going to finally take the brackets off for the blades, which I should have done before, but I didn't have time before. Actually, that's BS because I had loads of time before. But anyways, yeah, so I'm going to do that, but I didn't feel like putting every one of the blades on the set, so. And plus I already have 2 of the fans on there and all the other stuff, so yeah. No room to put the other blades on here, so I just got 1 of each. But yeah, glossy oak, high gloss oak, or high luster oak, as Casablanca calls it, or called it, I should say. Yeah. So bright brass finish. Everyone could tell that. And if you're wondering why I'm like trying to get as many angles as possible for this thing, it's because for those who don't know, I somehow don't know. I am finishing up the Four Seasons model in Roblox, the remake for it. And, well, I was going to earlier, but then I suddenly got the inspiration. Not the inspiration, the what's the word? The inspiration, fine. To do a video on these 2 guys. So, yeah, that's pretty much why I'm doing this video now. And I thought it would be suitable for Christmas. As a Christmas special, one of them anyways. So, yeah. When it comes to making models in Roblox, I am very particular with trying to get everything right. So, I of course got to show all the details of the fan. So, yeah. But anyways, should start talking about it, of course. The flywheel, I might as well talk about now. Flywheel's still pretty good, other than the surface of it. Other than the surface of it, and a fraction bit of warpage is it's only warped, like, you can hardly even notice it. It's not like terrible. It's not warped horribly, but or not even badly. It's just slightly warped. It's not even noticeable. Other than that, and the surface of it being all worn and that. Other than that, it's still in good shape. It's still fairly soft and not hard. and there is no cracks or anything in the spokes, which I am, of course, grateful for. No cracks on it anywhere. Yeah. Uh, and sometimes the bearings will sometimes the bearings, oh, they're good this time. If you spin this thing around, if you spin it enough times, then the bearings will be great. Also depends on which way you spin it. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how it how it sometimes works and then doesn't work. But yeah. See there. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's, yeah. It doesn't like. It does not like the cold weather, obviously. So yeah. The top of it, the switch housing. Little stubby switch housing. Yeah, it has the K4S light kit, as we all know, or most of us know anyways. And surprise, surprise, the fitters are still loose. Although I did find some Allen wrenches on the staircase, which I never noticed were there before, because I didn't look before. I just assumed there was none there, but I found some, so yeah, if I have time after taking all the blades apart, then I might tighten them. Thank heavens. Yeah. It's a little bit dusty, but I think... Well, it doesn't want to focus. I need a better angle. And I forgot that was on. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. A little 60 watt maximum tag. Type A bulbs. Fairly dusty. If you ever were curious to see the inner parts out the fitter for one of these, here you go. Yep, nothing too special. Like in terms of inside the fitter. Yeah, and then the little attachment points there. Yeah. Kind of an odd way of doing it, but that's okay. Still cool nonetheless. What else can I show? Well, I guess the canopy. I grab it the right way this time instead of making the door fly right off. I call it the door because I don't know what else to call it. Just a fairly typical recalled hang true. Nothing really to write home about if you know Casablanca's in that. I mean, other than it's here, and it has the clip somewhere here. It's no, it's in here. That's where it is. But yeah. A little patent, patent, patent. uh, Attendant pendant. It's pretty cool how they stamped that in there. Nice little details. And a backwards too. And a backwards too. The caution tag is unfortunately covered in paint, as is some of the canopy, but that's okay. Let's see if I can read it while having it in a good spot. That is not a good spot. I'll try and keep the camera up. Caution, mount the lowest moving parts at least. Yeah, this is making it difficult. I mean, the same generic mount with the lowest parts quotation every single fan company used. And then in French. Use only Casablanca light fixtures, models K1, K2, K4, K4S. Use only Casablanca wall controls, models W11. That's pretty much all it says there. From what I can make out, the rest of the tag broke off. Put that back together. It's also got the mounting bar. Yep. And a mounting plate, which I'm thinking this was a Canada exclusive, as it did never appear on any US model Casablancas, or Homeland models, I should say. Casablanca models. So I'm thinking this probably had something to do with the well, of course, the mounting safety cable that does not exist on it. I just realized that now. It doesn't have a safety cable on it. I only realized that now. Okay. Well, then I guess this had another function instead. Or maybe they didn't put it on. I don't know. We'll never know. We'll never know. But it came with the plate anyways, and it has the 4 screws in it, so that's noteworthy. The 4 screws to match up with the plate and the canopy, of course. So, yeah. Have your unique Four Seasons GE vents. Pretty much a reminder that this was supposed to be a downsized Zephyr. That's pretty much what Casablanca aimed for anyways in their marketing, and that, calling it a downsized Zephyr, which I'm pretty sure most people would have known, but I mean, I found it like 5 or so months ago, somewhere around, or maybe even longer ago, I don't know. But here's the top anyways. Here's the top. My mind is having a stroke. It is still fairly dusty, and the finish isn't really in the best shape on the top. Probably because of all the dust and that it's collected over the years. Only being dusted off so many times, or maybe not at all. I don't know. It was probably I don't know. Anyway, it's got dust on it still. So yeah. got the mounting the ball and that, and the coupler. The coupler, which doubles as a short down rod, which I find very cool. A very, yeah, actually a very, very ingenious idea. And you also see the wires for the board and the motor and that. Good Lord, the holy, the coils are all dusty. Ugh. It is nasty. Yeah, I don't know what the inside of the motor housing looks like. It might not be as bad as I'm thinking, but I don't know for sure. And I don't want to risk taking the housing off because I do not want to damage the board at all. The board or media strip or nothing like that. So, as they are known to be very fragile. Fragile. I don't know why I'm like saying it that way. I don't know. I don't know. But you got the clips on top that hold it in place. And yeah, the Emerson K55 stack motor. A powerhouse. And yeah, and wires, and that's pretty much it. Nothing else to really talk about. Well, okay, another thing worth noting is, of course, the fan only has 3 screws on top to hold the 3 mounting screws for the housing to keep it together. Not 4 or 6, just 3. So that's pretty cool. And yeah. I'll talk about how I got the fan and that, because I gotta bring it up every time. Next up, the W11 wall control. A major pioneer for ceiling fans. Pretty much one of the first ever computerized fans, yes, we all know. And this is a very special control because of it. Even though it, like, I mean, it's just plastic casing and some stainless steel and printing and some brown buttons. Brown. Casablanca brown. Again, yeah, the well, I mean, even though it's only that, it's still, of course, a very special control, and very, very, very pricey on sites like eBay, and eBay. Oh, and maybe one more site named eBay. These things go for, I don't even know how, like hundreds of dollars. No less than $100. No less than that. And somehow I got this thing in, like, for $40. $40. Yeah, I don't know either. I to this day I still don't know how that happened, but it did. So yeah. Now, of course, because Casablanca was a luxury company, they wanted to I mean, they already, like, they already invented pretty much the first one of the first fans. I can't say it's the first, but one of the first fans with the wall control and the board system and such. Like a computerized wall control, I should add, because there's other wall controls at the time. Now, They already invented that, yes, but they went further with it, and of course introduced the special features such as demo mode, stuff like that, cool little gimmicks, and that. And I think once again this is another case of I should have looked it up before I started this video, but I think another was called a Light Minder or Safe Minder or something like that. Um, there is a few other things you could program the fan to do by just, of course, pressing the switches a certain way, certain switches. So of course, demo mode. Everyone and their dog knows that. And I forgot the rest. I did. Yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty cool how they went even further with their invention like that. I mean, yeah. I of course could stand here for another hour talking about it, but I'm not going to because then people will get tired of it. So, the fan also originally has had I'm trying to figure it out. The fan also came with its original, there we go, beveled shades. If you want to get technical here, even more technical, G701 beveled shades with smoked glass. Glass, not gas. I am trying here. I'm probably doesn't sound like I am, but I don't know. Been having a lot of trouble recently doing videos, so and that's kind of concerning. But yes, it also came with the original shades, and again the extra set that also were. I still don't know how both the original and like yeah I don't know. Maybe they did their research, but I mean, if they did their research, this thing would have been like $500. Or maybe they were just generous. Maybe they just I don't know. I don't know what I don't know the scenario with this one, how it ended up here like this, but well, but like everything here, I still question that, but I am of course grateful that this fan is here, all complete and with extras. Yes, I can't stress that enough. So, yeah, I also forgot to talk about the bracket. Oh goodness, he's still talking about the blade. Yeah, the stubby little Four Seasons bracket, which effectively made this fan 48 inches. I mean, this is a 52-inch blade, yes, but the bracket, of course, makes it 48 inches. So, yeah, that's and they also like they yeah, they made it short. I was going to say something else there, but I forgot what I was going to say. Great. So, what else? Oh yeah, these screws for nothing really to write home about. Oh yeah, there it is. The screws for the hang true in this little container. Yeah. Whoops. Yeah, the long threaded screws. And of course the other mounting screws in an Oikos container. Greek yogurt. Ugh. God, I hate that shit. Do not get me to eat Greek yogurt. Do not. I will hate you forever. I'm just warning you now. Do not get me to do that. Okay. We could hear about me and Greek yogurt another day. Yeah. And lastly, for this guy, we have the Holy Grail. Yes, I know. Install with the clip. Do not install it without the clip. Install it with the clip, not without the clip. The necessary clip that you will need to have, or else you will be yelled at. The recalled clip. Of course, because Casablanca did a little oopsie when making the original hang true canopies for these fans. The fan, if it had a wobble or anything, or over time, because the fan is heavy enough, it would eventually just wiggle itself out of the mounting, and poof, your Casablanca was on the floor and possibly damaged other stuff. So of course they realized it. Their solution to this conundrum was a recall clip. That is this. Just a fine engineered piece of metal with rounded edges on one side and a little protrusion. Yeah, and I mean, it worked. It worked, as of course it should. So, yeah, that's of course is another lifesaver. Like if I wanted to put this thing up at some point in the future, I of course would put the clip on, because I mean it would stay up there in its installation spot for a while. So yes, you can be relieved. You may now be relieved. So yeah, actually, I might try and stick it on there just quickly. Boy, come on. And that's probably going to follow it again, right? There we go. That's, according to my calculations, that's how it's supposed to go in. Something like that. It's supposed to, of course, supposed to meet with that. So, yeah. But not exactly like that, but something like that. There's tutorial videos that are far more professional than this excuse of a video that show how to install it. So, alright. After trying to figure out what to say on this thing and struggling to pronounce things, let's talk about the Vanderbilt, and then I'll talk about the stories after, since I just remembered I was going to talk about the stories before I got to this thing. Whatever. So, the Vanderbilt. And again, I'm realizing now I can't talk about it without talking about the story. So, on July 9th, I was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace. Once again, desperate in finding another fan to add to the collection. Well, I shouldn't say that, because I was just looking around on Marketplace, because why not? It's a thing I like doing, just seeing what other fans are around. Just a form of entertainment, just to see what's around in up north here. And in Coquitlam, BC, I discovered this guy for being offered for $10. Yes, I know, $10 for this thing. I don't know how I got the bargain I did for it either. I don't know, but it was there and it had the serial tag, and that made me even more happy, knowing that it was a pre-Hunter Blanca example. Not saying that the Hunter Blanca ones are bad, they're not, but I was especially happy to see this this one, an older one, as the videos that I've seen online, a like 99% of them are past, or like the Hunter Blanca era ones. None of them, except maybe one video I might have seen at some point. All of them are pretty much from the 2000s that I could find. So, and another thing worth noting, when I got this fan, I later learned that this is that there was such a thing as a Canadian version, which means with it you get a reverse chain instead of a reverse switch. So, yeah, might as well do the sound for that, even though the furnace is on now. And the speed chain. Oops. Yeah. I don't know. I just like the sound of fan chains. They sound so relaxing. I guess, soothing. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I don't know the exact manufacturing date for this fan. What I do know is that it's from 1994, and that's pretty much it. So still, if someone could maybe tell me the production, the code, or decode the serial number and such, for me that would be greatly appreciated, because I'd like to know like the date and month. Well, I think, was it July of 94, something like that, but I mean the day anyways. I don't know the production, like the day it was manufactured. That's one thing I'm still wondering, if it's 239th fan that day or not. So, and whether this thing is the 527th made that day, I don't know for sure. I'm not an expert with decoding the serial numbers, so I don't know for sure. I'm just guessing. So, anyways, it's this one is pretty much, I would consider, for like the K55 versions. Well, I consider this version a unicorn model especially because, and I did some looking earlier before I started this video. I did some peeking inside the motor housing, and from what I can tell, there is a Emerson K55 underneath the housing. The casting and the color of the metal looks to be the exact same as the Emerson, so I pretty much can safely say this thing looks to have a Emerson K55. So I'm glad I figured that out. Kind of unfortunate, but also fortunate that this thing doesn't have the Samsung motor, because I guess those things kind of caught fire, maybe? I don't know. I heard that from somewhere. I don't know if that's entirely true, but I just heard it from somewhere. But Yeah. Unfortunately, the bearings are a little stiff on this guy, but it's it still spins. It still spins. So, at some point in the future, once I learn more about like taking the motor housing and that off for this guy, once I learn more about that, getting the hub off, and motor experience and bearings and such, I will replace the bearings only then. But they're still okay now. And with that knowledge, and if I ever do get like an extra brand new flywheel for this thing, then I would put it on anyways. Despite this one being good, but just still, why not? Why not? So, speaking of the hub, um, this fan, of course, has mounting like an old style fan. Well, something like it, anyways. Where the blades are these little shafts and such. You just stick them in, and well, of course, you take the screw out and then put the blade in, and then put the screw back in, tighten it up, and then boom, it's installed. And then now I don't know. I actually don't know if I'm pretty sure the brackets aren't attached when from the factory. I think that was like that when I got it. So I don't know for sure though. Uh, yeah, that's they're probably detached from the factory, but you of course got to put the blade on there if you have to. That I don't know because I've never seen a new inbox a brand new inbox Commodore Vanderbilt before. I don't think anyone ever has. So yeah, I think uh, yeah, the box. It amazingly came with the box. Not brand new in box, but still I would take the box anyways, of course. I'm pretty sure this is well, this is obviously the first Vanderbilt on YouTube. For many things. Well, for many things, I would probably say. One of them being a post or a pre-Hunter Blanca example that's still a Vanderbilt, from what I could find. I don't think there is any other videos, not counting the Broadway, just the Vanderbilt. I don't think there was any pre-Hunter Blanca ones on there. And this guy's also the Canadian model. Again, the reverse chain. And it also included the box, which I haven't seen on any other Vanderbilts on YouTube, let alone social media. So, yeah, it's pretty cool being able to supposedly be the first for those, to feature those. So, anyways, less yapping, more yapping. It's gonna be my new quote now. My new famous quote. The hang true on this one, still attached with all the screws in that. This is, again, getting back to why this is a unicorn model. I mean, it's a 1994 version, pre-Hunter Blanca, yes. Emerson K55 motor, sure. I guess that's another plus. And the fact that it has the fixed version of the, well, yeah, the fixed version of the hang true with more reinforcements and such to prevent the fan from falling, which I'm especially grateful for, of course. So no clip required for this one. I know, but you should put it in anyways. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful antique brass finish. I still haven't fixed the crooked hang tree yet, but I could do that once I take the blades off. So, yeah. These pull chains, the fobs. Come on, I can't get. There we go. Couldn't get the lighting right. Beautiful fobs. Of course, the fan has the exact same switch cap from the Victorian, which, I mean, technically I could say that I now own a part of a Victorian. Technically, I could say that. Uh, kind of wish it was the entire thing, but I did pass up a Victorian for this guy. There was a Victorian not too far away from this guy, although I was only able to get one fan. So I of course went with this guy. I mean, I would never be able to you'd never be able to find another one of these here in like unless you wait like another, I don't know, 5 years or so. Like, yeah, if another one of these pops up ever again here in Canada, um, on Marketplace or Kijiji or one of those sites, um, yeah, very unlikely chance that would have happened ever again. So I had the opportunity to get it, and I, of course, was going to get it. So yeah, got some people to get it and drive it back here. So yeah. As for the short little story with this guy, well, um, I again, this was another marketplace find. So, yeah, both of the Casablancas in my collections were both marketplace finds. Um, this one was very, very near. Um, and I knew as soon as I saw it, I was not going to pass it up. There was no way in hell I was going to pass this thing up. Like the first Casablanca that I could own, and it's a legacy. It would be a legacy one, and Inteli-Touch. Well, at the yeah, the first one that I would have with Inteli-Touch, and yeah. So after some talking, eventually met up at a business and got it there, and yeah, I know that's very basic from how I how I told the story before. Okay, I met up at a Costco and got it. Okay, there. Uh, yeah, $40 later, and it was in my possession. Pretty much the best $40 I've ever spent, and the best $50 I've ever spent. I know, this thing was $10, although, I mean, of course, uh, paid the person that got it, like, for gas and such, so, because, I mean, who wouldn't? Like, it was extremely, extremely kind of them to be able to get this thing here in the first place. Like, yeah. Yeah, my mind's starting to crap out. If it is a, yeah, it's just starting to crap out. So, uh, the blade, here's the blade. There's the blade. End the story. Okay. Yeah. as you can see, this bracket, now, um, this bracket also, you might notice, of course, you would notice, is very similar to, pretty similar to the one found on the Cambridge. And if I had to guess at all, the Cambridge was, well, of course, inspired by antique fans, but I'm wondering if it might have been partially inspired by this thing as well. I don't know. Or maybe it was just the designer that, I don't know. They just wanted to carry over the same bracket from this guy to the Cambridge. I don't know, but yeah. This one's angled, of course, to match the antique Dayton that this is supposed to be a replica of. So, yeah. Of course, the Commodore's blades are different from the likes of both the Dayton and the Broadway. They decided to change it for the Vanderbilts, and I don't know which one I prefer more. I like both the Broadway and the Commodore blades equally, so I can't really say which one's better than the other. Yeah. Both just look well, so very good with their respected counterparts. So you can't really say which one I prefer better, but yeah, it has the light oak blades. I believe it's light oak with a little bit of gloss on them. Not a lot, not full gloss, but a little bit of gloss. The screws on top, these flat flathead screws. Well, they are flat heads, so these flathead screws, kind of a little bit unusual in terms of design. They have like a little flare on the end. They're cool nonetheless, but also a little strange. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the blade. I mean, nothing else to really talk about there. But also, we finally have the fob and the optional light kit pull chain. A Leviton pull chain. And if you want to know what it sounds like, then be my guest. So, yeah. Also still has the wire connector for inside there. And another thing worth noting is the amount of wire that this fan still has. You think it would have they would have shortened all the wire in that, but they didn't. They just left it long. So yeah. So if I wanted to put, let's say, like a long down rod on this thing, I don't know what I would use it for then if I put a longer down rod on, but if I did, I would have more than enough wire to reach up to the ceiling. Well, other than one guy. So, yeah. Okay, that's pretty much gonna be it for this video. Here's the part tray for the Vanderbilt, the original Casablanca branded cardboard, and this extremely thick bolt and mounting cable. Definitely will hold the fan up there. Absolutely. And see where the canopy was. Yep. Where the canopy was there. And the reverse chain was originally just all taped up in here with the others, or not the reverse chain, the light kit chain was originally all taped up in here with the stuff, but I wanted to take it out so I could show it. So that's what I did. All right, I gotta go. My mind's fried. So thank you for watching. Oh yeah, the other day. The other details for this thing, because at some point in the future, of course, I want to remake this thing in Roblox. Of course I do. Despite how, like, very challenging all the ornate would be to make on there, I still want to challenge myself at some point in the future. And frig off rotation. Commodore Vanderbilt trademark. They, of course, had it all over the sideband. They didn't need to put it on the serial tag. So, beautiful adornment of ornate. I must say this fan would absolutely very well would suit a government building, especially like a Canadian government building, especially with all the leaf details on it. I could see it. I could definitely see it in like one of the government government buildings. I can definitely see it in one of those. This fan would suit it very well in there, with stately design and such. And yeah, it's pretty much leaf ornate all over the place, and then these swirly things. Yeah. All right. And these screws, for the life of me, I cannot get off, so you'd probably need like a wrench or something like that to get the screws off. Because I tried before, well, I was actually trying to spin the blade, the hub before, and I ended up kind of cutting my finger, so. Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, they cared to make the recall clip nice and smooth and everything. But then they also didn't really, excuse me, care to maybe round out the screw a little bit. So it's very sharp on the edge. So that's something to definitely watch out for if you acquire one of these or have one. So, all right. Oh yeah. I'll show the optional light chain slot, which for a very high quality fan, very high quality parts and such, you get literally one of the most disappointing pieces ever. Friggin' plastic. This, a friggin' plastic cap and a black cap. It's plastic. and it's kind of loose. Like, okay, I know I kind of get they wouldn't want to really make like plugs, specific finished plugs for each of their fans. I know, but still, it kind of feels like, well, first of all, it feels like plastic from a 2008 Chevy Silverado. And yeah, that's kind of one. I mean, it doesn't really, it both doesn't bug me, but it also does. For what, I don't know. It just, I'm just kind of weird like that. It both looks aesthetically good, but also aesthetically disrupting. I don't know. In other words, I have mixed feelings on it, but it's there, and if I ever get a light for this thing, then it's coming off of there. Yeah. The ornate on the sideband is also held in with flathead screws on the end of each piece. And I think there's 3 pieces in total. There's 3 pieces that wrap around in total. So, from what I've seen, and there's logos on each side. Now I don't know if it's 2 logos on each side, or 2 pieces of ornate and the logo on each side, or 3. I kind of find it hard to tell. Actually, I believe it's 2. It's on 2 sides, but it's slightly offset. Okay. All right. I think that's I think that's enough with these guys. I gotta take the blades off and that. So I hope you enjoyed this hopefully thorough video and remake video of both of these guys. And I'll see you in the next Christmas special video, which I haven't really decided what I'll do first. If it's might be Roblox, or if I'll do a CTAF special. I don't know for sure yet, but thank you again for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye-bye. 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 Okay, we can go now. I don't have to make the Toy Story reference.